So what are we talking about? Growing up in Shamokin, Pennsylvania?
I do want to talk a lot about Shamokin,
Yeah.
but I also want to talk about...
Yeah.
People talk about the legends of Shamokin, and it's always Stanley Kowaleski and Harry Kowaleski and Eddie Korbich. But now we have Eddie Korbich, who was not born and raised in Shamokin, but spent a lot of time in... You were not born in Shamokin, right?
I was born in Washington, D.C.
Right, but you were raised in Shamokin.
I was completely at 6 weeks old.
Okay. All right,
Raised
so
in Shamokin.
Why don't we start? You give yourself an introduction.
Hello, my name is Eddie Korbich. I'm a proud Ukrainian American. Transfiguration Ukrainian Church on Shamokin Street. We could walk to it from 48 South Shamokin Street, where I grew up. And my dad had a ready-mix concrete company all the way up at the end of Shamokin Street, where a place called Big Mountain was, where my grandmother grew up. And Colodis, I remember Colodis Market. I don't know if anybody remembers Colodis, but it was great. You could get the best cheese and Lebanon bologna and all this kind of fun stuff, and scrapple. And my favorite pizza of all time, James's Pizza, which is still around up in Shamokin Street, which was right next to, I'm talking way too much, which was right next to my Uncle Leon and Dorothy, and Uncle Leon was my dad's oldest brother. We had a cottage at Knoebels, and we'd go down there every weekend in the summer, and I would hang out at the park. And one time I was hanging out at the Kitty Skyfighters, and I was 17, and I was just talking to some friends, and Buddy Knoebel came over and was like, "You're here all the time, you might as well work here." I'm like, "Okay, but I want to be a ride operator. I don't want to work in other," not that there's anything wrong with working in food or anything else or games, but I wanted to be a ride operator. And so so Kitty Skyfighters was my first. I am the best satellite operator to this day. And when I was working there, they didn't have big roller coasters. They just had, we used to call it the big three. There was the satellite, the Ferris wheel, and the high-speed thrill coaster, it was called, right by the whip. Okay. And it looked like a kiddie roller coaster, but boy, if you got it going, we used to joke among us that the point was to do it so quick that you'd throw the kids off into the boat mode, which was bad.
I think that Shamokin Ticket Company.
Oh yeah, One Ticket Avenue. That was up by me too. Yeah. All the Broadway shows everywhere. When I went to New York, they had an office on Broadway. But little me walks in, I'm like, "Hey, I'm from Shamokin, Pennsylvania." And they looked at me like, "Get out of here, you yokel." And the Anthracite Provision Company was up there by Ticket Avenue, where you could get the best kibasi. I grew up with not the pepperoni that you get today, which is like this big and they're thin sliced or small that. It was like a big,
like an oblong shaped.
No, it was like a big thing of sausage. It was like a hard sausage, and you cut it. Yeah, the kibasi was great because it had, notice I'm using the Ukrainian pronunciation of kibasi.
Not kibasa. Right.
Well, kibasi is plural. Kibasa is singular.
Whoever has just one. You can't.
Yes, exactly. But all the Polish people will go kielbasa, and it's wrong because the L sound is a W. So it's kielbasa. Well, because Korbich was C-O-R-B or K-O-R-B-I-C-Z, itch. And whenever I say Korbich, and they're so afraid. They're like, "Oh, but wait, let me go back to the kibasi." And so the kibasi at the Anthracite Preservation Company had little, I used to love it because it had little tiny mustard seeds in it. I've never found that anywhere else, but it was great. Okay, anyway, so Korbich, people, especially to our marketers, they're so afraid. They're like, Korbich, and I'm like, "It's bitch." And they're like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "No, it's not that. It's not B-I-T-C-H. It means nothing like that. It just means son of Korba. Korba is a handle. And here is how poor Ukrainians are. You know how Inuit Eskimos have 23 different words for snow?
Sure.
Well, Korba is a handle, but not any handle. It's the specific handle for the crank on the well for the water. It's a well water handle, a korba. So Korba, itch, son of, I think, the man who got the water, or waterman. Right. So is my name Waterman translate to? I don't know. Okay, well, first of all, growing up in Shamokin, I was so blessed as a kid. It was so much fun. I mean, we would just take our bikes or go to the Hosey, like all meet at the Hosey, play this game called Ghost in the Graveyard. Everything at night. We had to be home. Kids aren't like this. I don't think they're like this anymore. My daughter certainly wasn't. When I was 11 and 12, I got into Tom Sawyer. And I built a raft out of logs and put it in the creek. Not the Shamokin Creek.
I was going to say, wait, which creek?
Not the Shamokin Creek, down at Knoebels, down at Knoebels Creek. It didn't last very long. It wasn't a very good raft. I mean, we had the river, the Susquehanna River, but that was not like the Mississippi. The point was, it was like growing up in Hannibal, Missouri, except instead of the river, we had coal.
Right.
And I could climb those coal banks, and they're not really coal banks, they're culm banks, C-U-L-M, which is the detritus from after they refine the coal. Anyway, they're huge. They're like, for people who don't know, they're like huge. And we'd climb them. And we had friends from West Islip who came visiting one summer. And I'm like, let's go climb the coal bank, because you'd say coal anyway. And they would be covered. And I knew how to like get my feet in a certain way. So the only thing that was dirty was my sneakers, which my mom didn't like. But Joopy Special had the best hoagies.
Yes.
Jupiter. And then when Jupiter closed, they still kept the Jupiter hoagie place open for a while, the window. And speaking of that, Coney Island, oh my gosh.
And they're still there.
Love Coney Island. And when I went to different places and got certain types of chili on burgers, it was the exact same flavor. And I'm like, this is Coney Island. What, they steal it? They didn't steal it. What happened is that the Greeks came over and they made their own way of making chili, which had cinnamon and allspice and all that kind of stuff. So every Greek establishment, the Varsity in Atlanta, Tony Paco's in Toledo, Ohio, have that Greek flavor chili, and it's great. I love it. So now you want to learn how did I get to theater. It became very clear, and it wasn't that I was gay, I don't think. It was just that I was bored with playing sports. It just wasn't fun. And oh my gosh, people just love sports. And I get it now. But back then, okay, I'm going to throw the ball and you're going to hit it, or I'm going to try to catch this football. It just was not. We're all different. It just wasn't anything. I mean, here goes my dad. Here I go. I'm in the Korbich family. They're all basketball players. All basketball players. Every single one. Dad captained the basketball team. Uncle Lee and Uncle Bill. I mean, I was growing up, he would go down and he would referee games. He bills me a regulation half-court basketball thing in the backyard. I never, ever played. Maybe we do around the world once, but oh my gosh. So I do that, and there's something about a sports person who, when you hit the ball, if it doesn't get in, it drives you to do, oh, I'm going to get it next time. Then I'm going to perfect it. And that's the fun, right? I didn't get it twice. I'm like, this is just, I don't get this. I don't have any drive. So anyway, that's why sports were like that. Then I started thinking I was not coordinated. Hand-eye coordination wasn't any good and all that kind of stuff. It didn't help that in middle school, one guy trying to be funny, the gym teacher goes, oh, don't throw it to Korbich, he can't catch for nothing. And I'm like, just, if you really want me to hate Jim, just keep going.
Yeah, really.
And other people are like, no, that's reverse psychology. That means you want to do it. But I didn't. I just didn't want to do it. Yeah. My parents said, my dad thought the piano was the basic instrument. And at that point, there was pianos in people's houses. So they started me on piano in kindergarten. I was 5. 5 years old, they started on the piano. And then my friends came from West Islip, like I said, from New York, the Bixler family, and they were the Ford family, and they had a house on Rock Street that they would stay in, because their mom's family was from Shamokin. And they're like really cool people, New York people, and I thought, oh, these are cool. And they played clarinet, and I thought, Oh, I'll play clarinet. So 4th grade came along, I played clarinet. Then Mr. Donlin from the orchestra in 7th grade comes up to me and goes, we really, really need violin players. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to play violin. Violin is like kind of this, it's not a cool instrument. It's a violin. And then there was The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And in the middle of The Devil Went Down to Georgia, there was this really cool, I'm going to say fiddle. And then I thought, you know what? It's not a crazy, it's a cool instrument. And I go in and I'm like, I'm ready for the violin. And he's like, we actually need cello players. Here's a cello. Sit down. Everyone thought I was going into music education. And they're like, well, you need a brass instrument. So pick a brass instrument. And my dad's like, trombone. It's so mellow. I mean, he grew up with the 40s. And my friend said, no, you need to play a trumpet because the trumpet players make the best kissers. And I'm like going into 9th grade. From 8th to 9th grade, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll be kissing soon. So I started the trumpet. When I was in 9th grade, I was dabbling in theater stuff all throughout the speech and drama club, this play here, this play there, always on stage, always thinking, always answering questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? You know how they ask that? I would say doctor, lawyer. I went through my Abraham Lincoln phase in 4th grade, so it was lawyer for doctor, lawyer, doctor, whatever. I never, ever wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor. I just said it because I thought that's what people wanted to hear, and that's what I should say. I always knew I wanted to be an actor, having absolutely no idea how to get there. And I wanted to be a film and television actor. I wanted to be a household name. I wanted to do what I saw on TV. That's what I want. But the only thing we had was stage stuff. Shamokin High School at that time did a musical every spring, but only juniors and seniors could do it. No freshman and sophomore, unless there was a really young kid part, which they got. So my freshman year, Miss Bressler, thank you for being there, Miss Bressler, said, would you like to turn pages for me, for George M? And I'm like, yes. So I turned pages. The next year they did Once Upon a Mattress. And she said, would you like to play the other piano? You're good enough to play? And I'm like, okay. So they split it up. So I played the other piano. My junior year, they were doing Music Man. Now I knew Music Man like the back of my hand. I watched it. I could quote the entire thing. And I auditioned for it, and I got it, Harold Hill. And it was Jonathan Clark, I'll never forget. All these seniors were sitting there, and I did Trouble. You Got Trouble, part of it. And I came down, and they were wrestlers. And I think as I walked down to go to my seat, and the next person coming up, Jonathan looked at somebody and went, that's like being taken down in the first 3 seconds of a wrestling match. I didn't get it. Anyway, I got it, and everything changed. And Vic Boris was music directing at that time with Miss Bressler, and also played the piano. And we were walking outside. We only did it on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Friday and Saturday night. And we were walking outside the high school. I was walking to the car, walking to the parking lot. And he said, how do you feel? And I had said I wanted to be an actor to other people, and I was always shot down. Always like, oh yeah, right, Ed, okay, whatever. And I took a deep breath and decided to jump off the cliff. And I said, I feel so amazing. And I looked at him and I said, I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. Preparing myself for him to say, no way. And he smiled and he went, and you should. And I went, okay. Next day or the next week, down I go to the library and look in this huge book which has all the colleges and universities in it, and I look up musical theater programs. Carnegie Mellon, Denton, and I see Boston Conservatory. Now, the reason I went to Boston Conservatory, we go to different places for stupid reasons sometimes. The band took a trip to New Hampshire to go to the Apple Blossom Festival, and on the way we stopped off in Boston. and went to Faneuil Hall. And as we were driving up, I saw all the students studying on this swath of green, which is the Boston Common. And I went, oh, this reminds me of kids going to Florida who study on the beach. This is what I want to do. I want to study on the grass like this. So I looked, that's why I chose Boston. It's the only reason I chose Boston. I get to my school, there's no grass anywhere. It's a dirty back alley with rats running, but I learned a lot. But I mean, it was a mess where the dumpster was there and you could smell the rotting food.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
It had changed from me wanting to do specifically television and film to wanting to do musical theater and to be on Broadway. At that point, there were 3 places you could go in the country to pursue it. You could go to LA, which was TV film, period. You could go to New York, which was commercial Broadway, period, theater. Or you could go to Chicago, which was more artistic theater. Professional or non-professional, and I just wanted to go to New York. So I went to New York. Anyway, that was the way that I got there. So I obviously don't talk like I'm from Shamokin anymore. And our family never really did for whatever reason, but you can't grow up in Shamokin without having certain sounds in your speech. And like I remember I'd say, "Hey Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom." And she's like, "Eddie Korbich, bathroom." I'm like, "Yeah, go to the bathroom." Or, "Boy, it's hot out there anymore. Boy, it is hot out there anymore." And they're like, "What are you doing?" When I went to different places, they wouldn't understand. Yeah. Like the milk's all what? All gone. The milk's all. Read up your room. Richie, my friends are like, you say Richie. Like, what are you doing, riching around? Riching around, what does that mean? I mean, it means you're antsy and all that. It's just so much fun. The way we ask questions. Like, do you have any more coffee? Instead of, do you have any more coffee? Do you have any more coffee here? There, that's it.
There, then and there.
Then and there.
End of your
yeah.
question with it,
Boy, that's pretty good there. That coffee's pretty good there. Or haint, H-A-I-N-T, not ain't. But it's not like my friend would go, that, who was from Mount Carmel, that ain't right, that ain't right. You gotta go down Knoebels and work on the hand cars. I'm like, you mean the hand cars? Yeah, the hand cars. That ain't right there. But haint can also mean, isn't it? Like, oh, it's hot out here, haint.
Haint. Yeah, it needs an approval. Haint.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
That's a hell of a game, haint.
I know, that's something else there. Haint.
Haint, right.
When I first brought Andy to Shamokin, and we were, I think we were in Ashland, a guy came out and started yelling at his kid and kept going, "Getting a payment, the payment. And Andy said, I thought he was talking about paying money, something in a store. And I'm like, no, the payment on the ground. He's like, the sidewalk? And I'm like, the pavement.
Next to Macadam.
Yes, Macadam. He laughs because when we got our driveway done, I went up here's this musical theater dancer, singer kid. And he couldn't believe that. I talked to the guys who do it, and I said, what grade of Macadam are you using? And he's like, whoa, what are you talking about? I'm like, here's how you eat scrapple. I don't want anybody else to say anything. You eat it with ketchup, not maple syrup. Absolutely not. The only reason, everybody laughs, the only reason maple syrup should be anywhere near scrapple is if it sloshes over from the pancakes, which are on your plate. Then it's acceptable. Otherwise, ketchup.
Get out of my store.
Yes.
That's great. Have you worked with anyone that was like, oh my God, you're from Shamokin, I'm from Bloomsbury, or I'm from...
Yeah. That happens. That happens a lot. I'm from Wilkes-Barre, I'm from that. Oh my God, I'm from... Where are you from? You've never heard of it. It's halfway between Harrisburg and Scranton. Where? Shamokin. I know Shamokin. Shamokin Dam. And I'm like, no, that's like 20 minutes away. But Shamokin. I see it on the sign when I go Route 80. I'm like, yeah.
What advice do you have
I am no person to give advice. Right?
Yeah.
When they ask, "What's your advice? What's your advice?" The journey is so different for every single person. I had to figure it out on my own. There's just no time for divas. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's just be nice, and it doesn't make you weak. It makes people want to work with you.
Yeah.
Who wants to work with somebody complaining all the time and all that kind of? Figure it out. Also, you can get into trouble for saying this nowadays, but it doesn't always have to be about you. If you're having a bad day, then figure it out for yourself. Don't bring the rest of the room down with you. Basically, and I used to hate this when people would say to me, "Don't be a baby. Just don't be a baby. Grow up. Learn how to get some resilience." And there's not a lot of resilience anymore. And I know this because I'm a dad, and our daughter was going through that. I finally one day said, "What are you going to do about it?" And nobody ever asked, because everybody's like, "Oh, okay, honey, we'll rescue you. We'll be fine." What are you going to do about it? It's just the same. It's the same in theater, in music, in anything of the arts, and probably in any business. Figure it out for yourself. Take responsibility and be kind. Be nice. We're in a situation now where people are not nice to each other.
Yeah.
Be nice. You'll go a lot farther. And again, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong and secure. And if you can do something and fix things in yourself so that somebody else doesn't have to worry about you, then you're always like, we can count on him, or we can count on her, because they know what they can take care of themselves. That's not going to be a problem for us. So yes, on our team, have them on our team. That's the biggest thing. And don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you came from.
That's right.
And Shamokin is a place, all these magnificent, magnificent cultures coming in to form this coal mining town. Don't forget it. It's great. Anyway, that's what I want to say.
Eddie, I love you. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. This is great.
It was great.
Thank you. That's a wrap, folks.
Hey, that worked.
That worked.